On the Chimera, I had worked down through this frame type. We had talked about initial perimeter settings. I'm going to come back to that one and read up on that. I haven't yet. I have done the accelerometer calibration. I did a compass calibration. Tell you the God's awful truth, lately I've been using this right here, large vehicle on all of them. Which means if you've got a good GPS lock, you can just decide what degree on the compass it's pointing to. I use my cell phone with a compass app, get it as close to as possible, and just tell it what degree it's pointing at. It's been working for me. We'll see as we start flying these things. I did my radio calibration. My radio's not on. That's why none of these are lit. And let's see, that's a Crossfire. That's a different radio than I've got right here. No, here's one. I've got two.
Welcome to OpenTX.
And you can see there's the signals starting to come through. For instance, return to launch, number 9. There you go. That put it in return to launch. Sure didn't. It's supposed to be return to launch. Oh, it's smart return to launch. Yeah, that's why. I bet you dollars to donuts. No. That would be over here. Yeah, smart return to launch. I've never played with that. Let's just set that to return to launch. Yep, now when I pull it down, it goes straight into return to launch. Push it back up, it goes back into stabilized. Pull it down, return to launch. Take it back up, it turns into stabilized. That's what I need. So, the setup list. Servo output, I don't have anything for that yet. Just the motors. Did the ESC calibration. Technically this is D-shot, so I don't think it has to happen. I'm still working on the flight modes. I've decided loiter's going to be my friend. No fail-safes. Don't want it fail-safing on a radio or something while I'm trying to do first flights. So I had worked all the way down through this. I did do my motor tests, which is right here. Did that on the video. And then as far as continuing, I came in here, went over to Arducopter, first time setup, configuration, look down through this. If you click on these, they will expand into their sub topics. But basically, by going down through what I had, as I told you, I had already done the frame type, motor numbering and direction, radio control, calibration, accelerometers, compass, ESC calibration. I didn't do the motor range. I find the spin up be fine, etc. Fail-safe mechanisms, I did not set any. This doesn't really tell you to set any, it just tells you how they work. So, and then flight modes, this is basically where I'm at to figure that out. So next down after configuration, above this is just talking about the software and stuff. First flight. These two that are in red are the ones you're really after. This goes down through arming, safety checks, pre-flight checklists, tuning. A lot of this stuff is way down after first flight, like an auto tune. So measuring vibration, that's down. Indoor flying. So this starts out first flight with copter, basically. So everything underneath this is after first flight. Yeah, so this list right here is where I'm at. So we are pretty much ready for flight testing. And there is still some stuff over here I need to go through, which I will, like just simple stuff like telling it what kind of doesn't need to be done now, but I'll just go through this list to look at a few things. I mean, like the battery capacity hasn't been assigned. It's going to be a 3,500 milliamp hour instead of a 33 milliamp hour battery. Oops. 3,500. Just little stuff like that. So I'm just going to go down through these parameters for obvious stuff. Like, for instance, I set it to 7 satellites instead of 6. 8 might not be bad, so nowadays I'm thinking about setting that to 8. But I have been setting it to 7 for 10 years. And now that we see HDOP, we see that, yeah. Coming down through here, don't have an airspeed sensor. There's a lot of this that just isn't going to apply to me. Auto tune, I did go into that for auto tune axis. And I just changed it to roll. I will auto tune the roll, then I will come in and set it for pitch, and then I will come in and do yaw. Lately they just seem to be taking so long. I just want to do one at a time, so I set it to do roll. And then at this point a while ago, when I clicked right here, I went, boy, I should probably be making a video of this. So now we're caught up with what I was doing. Barometer, nothing there for me to do. Oops. Battery, I did set this in this video to 3,500 milliamp hours because that's the battery I will be using. I do not have an amp per volt. What else? Current pin. Voltage pin, because there's no current sensor in this flight controller. Current sensor's in the ESC. ESC's been set for D-Shot and BL Heli. I'll get into that deeper. So that's where that information's actually coming from. There's not even a pin to state here. Let's see. The battery low volt. I'm not going to set that right now either. This battery monitor here, right here, is already currently set to analog. Current voltage. I'm really going to come back and play with it. It's set as 9 ESC to get that information, but I'm not going to do that right now. Let's see. There was one more. It's the voltage sag. Yeah, right here. This battery failsafe voltage source, the failsafe's not actually set, so this won't do anything. But I always use that sag compensated voltage instead of the raw voltage. That's personal preference too. Like I say, I'm just coming down this list with just a few things. Board alternate config had to be set to a 1 because of CRSF. These are just some things I'm seeing that are different from, this is the default in this column. This is what it's currently set to. And if I see them different like this, I got to remember what I just did this past week. But when I'm scrolling down, I'm looking out here at all these things that I'm fairly comfortable with. No camera commands. Circle. No shoot. Compass auto rotate too. Cool. Got auto declination turned on now. By default. Okay, I'll leave it on. I haven't even turned that on in the Nano and Mini Talon that I've flown yet because I'm not ready. Compass external, yes, that's why that one's been changed. I haven't done the compass motor compensation yet, so there's no compass mot values. And this compass learn has not been turned on. I've got to play with that on all platforms too. Okay, more compasses. And here's your filter. EK3 flight modes. Like I said, I gotta pin those down a little more. These are the fail safes. None of these should be turned on. GPS auto config 1. Yep. GPS type. There it is. 1 for auto. Initial mode. Default. And we're going to leave a lot of this stuff to defaults right now. And this is down through here. I did turn on OSD and I did go ahead and enable OSD2. That's why we have the OSD2 list right here starting to show. And I also did enable OSD3, though I haven't set them up yet. Not required to fly. All the RC options go on. Relay, rangefinder, serial options. I have changed some of them for the CRSF and the Mavlink. Damn it. Servos is really all set up by the other menus. That's data rates. Not doing much with terrain yet. Yeah, really no takeoff for this. Waypoint yaw behavior. Always used to change that one. We'll live with that for now, but we do want to look at waypoint radius. 200 centimeters. Oh man. Let's go with feet. And 200 is what? 6 feet. So waypoint radius is 6 feet. That's pretty tight, but we'll go with that. And no waypoint, nav speed. Might slow some of this down. That's about it. I think that's flyable. Write parameters, save parameters to my current configuration. Yes, we'll replace it. So I need to get my OSD set up, but I don't have to do that for a flight. And I do need to get my flight modes together here. And then I guess I will be ready for first flight. And then after that, auto tune, or perhaps the compass motor compensation. I'll have to go back to my instructions here. Yeah, I think compass motor comes down in this, or it might be an advanced compass. Okay, well, that sounds like a plan to me. Okay, I'm going to break this video here. I'm basically ready to start going into the first flight. And to tell you the truth, although I haven't done the first flight, I have powered it up and checked the controls to make sure it was going forward, backwards, right, and left correctly on my little board with the zip ties. It didn't go real well. I didn't break anything or anything, but the platform's currently pretty wobbly. The PIDs are pretty far off. And I had the back two props on incorrectly the first go and had to take them off and swap them from side to side and go again. But I got that ready. And this video's getting so long, and there are some more things with the initial configuration that I think are very important. So I'm going to break this video here and pick up with that other video and try to get it done real quick, and then we'll do our first flight. I think the first flight will be more successful that way. So I also have a couple of things to do today. It's Sunday. For right now, I'm going to say thank you.